to talk about?
We're going to talk about you. What is your name, please?
Charlotte Marie Beaucage.
And you're from where?
I was born in New Orleans and raised in Los Angeles.
Okay. Why did you get involved with this genealogy? What was it about the subject matter that attracted you to it?
Well, actually, it's several-fold. I haven't actually stood there and counted them. One of the reasons was because my dad died when I was 5 years old. And since I barely knew my dad, doing genealogy was part of a way of searching for my dad. Another reason is because I have a cousin, Donald, who's about 6 years older than I am. And he turned 18, and after he graduated from high school, he went back to New Orleans to have his last fling before he came back to Los Angeles to get a job. And when he went back to New Orleans for that summer, he fell in love with a girl named Rose. He came back in September to tell his mother and father that he had been engaged to a girl named Rose, and they asked him, well, what's her name? And he told them, and his mother said, no, I'm sorry, but you can't marry her, that's your cousin. And so I said, well, that's another reason why I need to find out who all of my cousins are, because I don't want to be in the situation that Donald was in, because he was getting ready to marry his cousin unknowingly. And so I'm also a lover of history. I just always have loved history, and genealogy and history just go hand in hand. So those are three of the reasons why I got involved.
So there was no procrastinating for you. You just, so what was your first steps that you took?
Well, another reason that just popped into my brain was actually the catalyst that got me started. Since, like I said earlier, my dad died when I was 5, we came to Los Angeles, or went to Los Angeles, and left all of my dad's family in New Orleans. And I was always asking my mom about my dad's family in New Orleans and asking her all kinds of questions about them. And what I didn't know is that was the basis of oral history and all of the stories that my mom told me about my dad's family, one of which is that they were famous New Orleans jazz musicians. And of course I thought to myself, yeah, right, everybody's famous, and I'm sure I've got famous New Orleans jazz musicians in my family. But after Roots, I saw Roots on TV in 1977, and I put 2 and 2 together and realized that what I was doing and had been doing for 20-some years is called genealogy. And so I went to the bookstore and bought a book on how to do it, and it had a companion book with forms in it. And I bought the book, used the forms, made copies, and went to the Mormon Temple Family History Center and did my research there. It took me 3 months of cranking away at the census reels to find my great-great-grandfather in the 1860 census. And after I found him there, then I proceeded to go back farther and farther. Most recently, I have found my great-great-grandmother on a plantation in St. John the Baptist Parish, and I'm working
Where?
in a town called Wallace, Louisiana, on the Whitney Plantation. And I found them on that plantation, and I'm actively seeking to get her manumission papers and all of those kinds of documents, and the succession papers, which are probate records from Louisiana, so that I can take all of those documents together and really build up who this person was. She and my great-great-grandfather had 21 children. Only 6 lived to adulthood, and that is a story that needs to be told.
So, now how long have you been working on this?
Officially since 1977, but before that I started my oral history when I was 5 years old. So that's been many, many years.
Now, succinctly, how are you smarter now, or how have your answers and concerns been answered?
Well, for the most part, you're never finished with genealogy. You're always searching for someone, which is fine with me. You know, I've been searching for my great great grandparents for more than 30 years. The advent of the computers has helped me a lot to find them because I hooked up with a woman who, by computer, by email, and by posting a message on a query on a web page that I was looking for my great great grandmother. I found the historian for the Whitney plantation, and she put me in touch with all of these documents that I still need to access. And so a lot of answers have been given to me, but that's also opened the door for many questions that need to be answered too. So it's a never-ending, wonderful trip.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.